your throat is infected, I think. So you take rest, ma'am. I will introduce myself, please.
No problem, sir. No.
So thank you. Thank you, Shefali ma'am, for giving me this nice opportunity. Unfortunately, there is some problem with my camera. I'm trying a lot to fix it, but I'm unable to do it. So I have to deliver without camera. So my dear friends, my brothers and sisters, myself, Professor Sajid Jamal. I'm a professor of education in the Department of Education at Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. And basically, I have coordinated a lot of NEP 2020 workshop. I mean, since the inception of this national education policy, somehow I have been interested by our director, UGC-HRDC, to do the needful. So I have been closely associated with all these workshops. And basically, my basic discipline is physics. I did MSc in physics. Then I came to the education department. And from there, I did B.Ed, M.Ed, qualified NET, did PhD, and was appointed as assistant professor, then associate professor, then professor. I have definitely contributed to the university administration. I have plenty of publications, and I have delivered more than 200 lectures in various teachers training program. So I think that's sufficient. If you want to know something more, my whole CV, complete CV is available on the web page of the department. So please see, definitely you can know more about me. So at this juncture of time, let's utilize the time that has been available with us. So it is 3:50 by my watch. And definitely, I think there are 13 to 14 slides in my presentation. So hopefully, I will complete those slides in 1 hour. And the remaining time, definitely, we will utilize in discussions. So I'll be requesting all of you to please be interactive in my session. Frequently, I will ask some question, or I will request to give your observation. So please be interactive. So the topic that has been given to me by your director, Shefali ma'am, is holistic and multidisciplinary education that is envisaged in NEP 2020. So I can say it is the focal point somehow of this National Education Policy 2020. And in other words, since I'm a student of physics, so I will say it is the center of gravity, basically. So what is this? And why holistic and multidisciplinary education is important, and what the provision we have to make for holistic and multidisciplinary education, what has been said in NEP 2020, and how we can do the needful. I mean, all those things I will discuss in my session. But before I start and I tell what is multidisciplinary and holistic education, I would like to know from you people, since last 3.5 years, NEP 2020 has been much talked of and has been much in social media, and all of you are teachers, so I'm quite sure you know what is holistic and multidisciplinary education. So please give your opinion, what you understand by this holistic and multidisciplinary education. Definitely then I'm going to supplement. My friends, please speak. My friends.
Yeah, please be interactive, all participants. We request you to please switch on your cameras.
Okay, they're not responding. Okay, no problem. So can you see the slide?
Yes, it's visible, sir.
Yeah, okay. So this is a topic, and before I'm going to start and deliberating on what is holistic and multidisciplinary education, there are some facts that I want to present before you people, which can be seen on this screen. So again, I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide. My friends, it's very easy. You can read the slide. Any one of you, please?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
So first point is, India,
yes, ma'am,
is the most popular country of the world.
Right.
The top 20 jobs of today did not exist in the year 2000.
Yes.
Our youth population is the most important resource. In the 21st century, learning does not stop with the school bell.
Yes. Thank you. Who are you, ma'am?
Dr. Manisha.
Who are you, ma'am? Yeah. What do you teach, ma'am?
Dr. Manisha.
Manisha, ma'am, what do you...
Computer science.
Okay, Manisha. Thank you. So these are some of the facts. I think all of you will agree with me. India has become, I think 3-4 months back, the most populous country of the world. Second point, today we have so many good jobs, top, you can say, paid jobs, glamorous jobs, the jobs which are very important. Definitely they didn't exist in the year 2000. That is 24 years back. They didn't exist. And that shows that how fastly the changes are occurring in our society. Then third point, again, very self-explanatory. All of you will agree with me that best resource, the most important resource for us today is our youth population. And the last point that is very important for us as a teacher, that if you see in our time, when you were a student, when I was a student, that is in 20th century, definitely the moment the school bell rang, now the chances of learning were reduced. But in the 21st century, definitely learning will not stop with the school bell, because we have so many sources through which we can learn, through which we can teach. Now, in the continuity of this, there are some more points which has been mentioned on this slide. Again, these points are very important. And through all these points, I want to sensitize why holistic and multidisciplinary education is important. So again, I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide. My friends, any one of you?
Yes, sir. May I?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Please.
We are facing the fourth industrial revolution. First revolution occurred in 1764 with the invention of steam engine. Second revolution occurred in 1870 with invention of electrical energy. Third
Right.
revolution occurred in 1969 with invention of computers.
Right.
Fourth revolution is related to artificial intelligence.
Right.
We are living in an era of stress, anxiety, depression, and value crisis.
Right.
Our students and their parents have many expectations.
Thank you. Who are you, ma'am?
I am Dr. Runu Ravi, sir, from Gaya College, Gaya. I am assistant professor of English.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Most welcome, sir.
Yeah.
My
You
pleasure.
see, at just ma'am has read all these points. We are facing the fourth industrial revolution, which took place almost in 2016. So let me tell you about the history of these industrial revolution. So what the historians and what the industrialists think, that first Indian industrial revolution in the world occurred in 1764 with the invention of steam engine. And why the invention of steam engine was important? Because before the invention of the steam engine, usually animals or human beings, human labor was used in industries and factories and all those. So somehow our dependence heavily was on human labor as well as animals. But the moment we invented steam engine, the production became quite easy. Our dependence on animals and human labors was much reduced. Things become quite easy and massive production started. So we say that first industrial revolution occurred in 1764 with the invention of steam engine. If you see, almost after 100 years, second industrial revolution started in 1870 with the invention of electrical energy. So what's the beauty of electrical energy? If you see, it further reduced the dependence on human labor and animals and other things, and it in fact ensured in efficiency and massive production. I mean, things were so easy with the use of electrical energy. So the historians say that second industrial revolution started with the invention of electrical energy almost after 100 years of the first industrial revolution. But you see, the third industrial revolution, again, if you see, the period is almost 100 years. Personal computers were invented in 1969. So computers were invented much earlier to 1969. But you see, these personal computers, user-friendly computers, were started in 1969. And with the invention of computers, our job became very easy. I mean, record keeping, so many things. I mean, that become very efficient, very accurate. Computing and everything becomes so easy. So these are the three industrial revolution, and they occurred at a gap of 100 years. But you see, fourth industrial revolution occurred in the year 2016, which is related with the digitalization of technology, which is related to the artificial intelligence. But if you see the gap between third industrial revolution and fourth industrial revolution is almost half in comparison to the gap between first and second and third industrial revolution. So they took 100 years to occur, but fourth industrial revolution took only 50 years, less than 50 years to occur. So what the people are predicting that whenever the fifth industrial revolution will take place or the sixth industrial revolution will take place, further it will be needing less time. That is, changes will be very fast. Now coming to fourth and fifth, the second and third point that is mentioned on this slide. And on these points, I want to know the opinion of my friends who are themselves teachers. So my friends, do you agree with the point number 2 and point number 3? My friends, please give your opinion. My friends? My friends, please respond. Yeah.
Please, all of you, don't go silent. Answer to the question. At least something.
Yes, sir.
Manisha ma'am, Menu ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
just-
we agree. We
Yeah.
agree. Absolutely correct.
That's it. So we are living in an era of stress, anxiety, depression, and value crisis. There is no doubt about it. And the last point, that our students and their parents
Yes,
have
sir.
so many expectations. And again, I think this is the point on which you will agree with me because you are a teacher. So all these facts I have deliberately presented before you people to sensitize you that in which era we are living. We are living in the era of information age, which has a lot of merits, lot of opportunities, but simultaneously there are so many problems as well. And this has necessitated to think over our education system. This has necessitated to adopt a multidisciplinary and holistic aspect of the education, to adopt such an education system which in true sense is holistic as well as multidisciplinary. So with this, let me tell you first what is holistic education, what do we understand by holistic education, and what we should do for that, and then we will come to multidisciplinary education, and then we'll see what we can do to ensure multidisciplinarity in education. So I have presented a bookish definition of holistic education. I'm sure you can see the slide. So any one of you, please read the slide.
Yes, sir. Holistic education focuses on the fullest possible development of the person, encouraging individuals to become the very best or finest that they can be, and enabling them to experience all they can from life and reach their goals.
Thank you, ma'am. Who are you, ma'am? Who are you,
Dr.
ma'am?
Manisha.
Yeah, Manisha, ma'am. Thank you, Manisha. ma'am.
Dr. Manisha, sir.
Yeah, Manisha, ma'am. Thank you. So, I mean, fullest possible development of the person. This is the focus of holistic education, and encouraging individuals to become the very best or finest, and enabling them to experience through their, life and reach their goals. So this is a bookish definition of holistic education. In order to clarify further what holistic education is, I am presenting through a sketch. So can you see this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So holistic education has been linked with so many type of developments. So can you see and can you read that? My friends?
Yes, sir. I can read
Yeah,
it.
please.
Yes, sir. It is very clear.
Yeah, please read it.
Cognitive development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, you read. Kindly you read, ma'am.
You read, ma'am, please.
Okay, ma'am. Cognitive development, emotional development, social development, spiritual development, and physical development.
That's it.
There are
That's it.
five parts, sir.
Five aspects or 5 components, whatever you see. So, ma'am has started from cognitive development, but I will prefer to start from physical development. So, I think no sensible person on this earth will ever deny the importance of physical development. Do you deny? Do you deny the importance of physical development? Please tell, my friends. My friends. My friends, my question
No,
is
sir.
no, no, definitely not. Because physical development is very important. So, through the ages, if you see so many scholars, so many learned people, they have said that a sound mind lives in a sound body. So, somehow you might be blessed with a lot of mental abilities, but if you are physically not fit, so definitely you will not be able to utilize those mental abilities. So, somehow, essential thing is the physical development. And you see, physical development has always been important since ages, since the ancient time. Physical development has been important, but the era in which we are living, when such a unfortunate situation is there that people even under 30 they are suffering from hypertension, they are suffering from depression, they are suffering from diabetes and so many ailments and so many stresses and so many problems. So in this particular era, I think physical development has become more important in comparison to the previous periods, previous ages, previous centuries. So this is the first aspect of holistic education. Any education will not be a holistic education if it will neglect the physical development of the students. Then comes cognitive development or mental development. So I have nothing to say about it because through our education system, we focus a lot on cognitive development of the students. We try to sharp their grasping power, their writing power, their analytical abilities, their creative potentials, and all those comes under mental development. Coming to the third, fourth, and fifth aspect, emotional development, social development, and spiritual development. So I'm coming to the third, fourth, and fifth aspects, that is emotional development, social development, and spiritual development. Now, before I am focusing on these three developments, emotional, social, and spiritual development, someone's mic is open. Please mute yourself. Yeah. So there are three terms, three intelligences that has been defined: emotional intelligence, social intelligence, and spiritual intelligence. So can any one of you please tell me that have you ever heard about these? That is emotional, social, and spiritual intelligence. My friends, have you heard about these?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what emotional intelligence is, by the way, ma'am?
How you are able to control your emotions, what to say, and how to be calm and controlled, and to learn to speak what when. It is basically EQ. Like with IQ, we also see the EQ. You are not ruffled, you are not disturbed, you are able to answer correctly at the correct moment, you are able to recall and think, and you are able to look at everything in a very calm and cool perspective. That
Thank
is
you,
your
ma'am.
emotional development.
Thank you, ma'am. You are very learned. You are very learned. Thank
No,
you, ma'am.
no,
Thank
sir, not at all, sir. Not at all, sir.
Okay. Now, again, I would like to take your help. How you can define social intelligence and spiritual intelligence? Again, I will take your help. Yeah.
Sir, social means how you interact with people, your level of interaction with the group into which, what to speak, how to speak with your peer, how to interact with your teachers, your seniors, and how effectively you are able to mark presence in whichever social group you are interacting. Your behavior with kids, your behavior with people with special challenges, your behavior with older people or the marginalized people, everything becomes a part of your social development. Your values, your education, your thought process, everything is with your social development. And spiritual is something more internal. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your inert goodness, your intrinsic thought process, whether you believe in a god or the goodness of the things, or if you do good, good will come back to you. This is totally personal according to me, sir. Spiritual is something very personal, and social is something which is very apersonal. I mean, which is related in the society. This is what I feel, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Very nice explanation. So, anyone else will supplement, ma'am? कोई कुछ और कहना चाहेगा? Okay. Now, why I have asked about emotional, social, and spiritual intelligence? Because see, if you talk about IQ usually can't be improved. I mean, it's very difficult to improve IQ. But the beauty of emotional, social, and spiritual intelligence is that it can be improved. And studies have shown that through yoga and meditation, through physical activities, through engaging in religious activities or something like that, somehow you can improve your emotional, social, and spiritual intelligences. So, if you talk about holistic education, it focuses equally on proper emotional development, proper social development, as well as proper spiritual development of the students, beside giving weightage to physical and cognitive development. So, in a nutshell, these are the 5 aspects of holistic education. Now, I'm coming to the components of holistic education. What are the components of holistic education? So, there are 5 important components. I mean, these might be many more or these might be less, but in my opinion, I think since this is a diverse group, you people teach different subjects. So keeping this diversity in my mind, I have selected just only 5 components of holistic education through which we can understand what holistic education is or what holistic education demands in fact. So these 5 points have been mentioned on the slide, and I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide.
So may I read it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, the first is focusing on conceptual understanding. The second is providing life experiences. Third, personalized methods of teaching. Fourth is giving proper weightage to art, sports, and music.
Right.
And and fifth is holistic assessment.
Right. Who are you, ma'am?
So my name is Meenakshi Goyal.
Okay, Meenakshi ma'am, क्या पढ़ाती हैं?
Sir, I'm from English department.
Okay. So you teach English literature, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, as Meenakshi ma'am has just read, these are the 5 important components of holistic education. Now, I think these points are self-explanatory, but still, I would like to spend 2 or 3 minutes on all these 5 points. Collectively, we will discuss these points and then we will come to the next slide. Now, focusing on conceptual understanding. So, what does it mean? What you have understood by this point? Focusing on conceptual understanding. So, I would like to take your opinion. क्या मतलब है इसका? My friends.
Sir, I think it's basic understanding, like.
Okay. See, there's one thing. I mean, you have been taught something, you have crammed it, you have remembered it, you have put it in your memory, and whenever you are required, you are recalling, you are reproducing. But whether you have really understood it or not, whether you can apply that knowledge in your real life or not, that can't be guaranteed, even though you have passed the examination. Now, the moment we say that we are focusing on conceptual understanding, then we try to let the students develop some abilities through which they can apply the theoretical knowledge in their practical life, in fact. So somehow, it will not be possible unless and until they will understand the concept. So simply memorizing, simply cramming the things won't help. Rather, somehow they have to understand the concept. So this is the first point of holistic education. That is, simply giving them bookish knowledge, simply focusing them to cram or to remember formulas and the theoretical knowledge. No, I mean, somehow let them apply it in the practical life. Providing life experiences. It is said that life is the best teacher, and through various experiences of the life, definitely you learn a lot. So this is the second important thing. Again, the focus is on, shifting focus from bookish knowledge to more, practical things. Then personalized methods of teaching. So what do you understand by this point, my friends? Personalized methods of teaching?
Sir, every teacher has a personal way of teaching a particular topic, or
right.
Like just we are the teachers of literature, so we use lots of songs, music, and जो भी लोक गीत वगैरह सर हम यूज करते हैं काफी क्लास में कोई कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करने के लिए.
जी. मीनाक्षी मैम, देखिए, in fact, by and large what happens, we have a large group to teach. Sometimes, at PG level, you might have less number of students, but at undergraduate level, 50 students, 100 students, or in some universities, I have seen more than 100 students in one classroom. So what the teacher does, in fact, through average method, he or she teaches, in fact. So personalized methods of teaching demand that there should be some connection between the teacher and students at personal level, So it is through your talk, through your stories, through your questions, through your interaction through which you can make the teaching personalized. So a holistic education definitely focuses on personalized methods of teaching. Then giving proper weightage to arts, sport, and music. So again, on this point, I would like to take your opinion. Why arts, sports, and music are important, my friends? My friends?
Sir, may I?
Yeah, sure.
Because they are related to holistic development. They cannot be ignored. We cannot teach students only by books. Like if they watch in literature, if I make them watch a good movie, which is an adaptation of a text that I'm teaching, and then they speak on that film, then they come out with very good ideas, very good observations, which they might not have understood when I was teaching the text. And then they also tell me that they are relaxed when they listen to some music, and when they indulge in some sports activity, it automatically helps them develop team spirit. They become more happy, they shout, their inert energy is burnt out, and all this again helps them recover, or anything bad that they might have experienced is washed away when they play a good game. The boys especially, they say we feel very happy after we win a cricket match or we play football, and then we become happy. So this is a part of their developmental process, and we cannot just put them in a world of books. There has to be many other things, and I believe art, sports, and music become an integral part of their developmental process, sir.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. So, see, as ma'am has said, a very good example she has given. Besides, you see, there is one great scientist, C.V. Raman, and he was given the Nobel Prize, and he has invented one effect that is known as Raman effect. That's very important. So it is said that when he was discovering his theory, he was struggling in his theory, and he was unable to prove or something like that, and he was mentally exhausted. So he used to go to guitar. वो गिटार जो है वो बजाते थे, और गिटार बजाते फिर कहते हैं कि उनके दिमाग में जो है चीजें जो है वो आने लगती थी, and then he stopped it and went and then did the needful, something like that. So music has its own importance, particularly to reduce the stress. Similarly, sports are very important to ensure the physical development, as well as to somehow bring some generosity in you, that a sports person definitely accepts the defeat with happiness, that I have been defeated because other people played well in comparison to me, something like that. So all these qualities will be developed among the students through music and sports, and definitely arts has its own importance. So a holistic education basically demands that we have to give proper weightage to arts, sports, and music. And finally, holistic assessment. So assessment, there might be varied strategies. So there are few students who are more comfortable in writing, but they are poor in speaking. Some students prefer speaking better in comparison to writing. They are more better in oral test than the written test. Some people, they elaborate the things very clearly. Some people, they just prefer to put a tick mark on the right answer, something like that. So holistic assessment means such type of assessment which uses varied strategies, keeping in view the interest, the strength, and the limitations of the individual students. So in my opinion, a holistic education has these 5 important components. Now, what are the key features of holistic education? Again, they might be so many, but for the sake of clarity in my presentation, I have just taken just these 4 points. So I would like to request any one of you to please read these 4 points. My friends, please read the slide. My friends, listening to me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Please read it.
Yeah, may I?
Yeah, sure.
Educating the whole student,
Right.
then viewing students as part of the whole,
Right.
embracing a caring classroom culture,
Right.
and engaging in experiential learning.
Experiential.
Last one is very important. Yes, sir. Last one is very interesting. Engaging in experiential learning.
Right. So, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you are very active participant. Thank you very much. So, you see, these are the 4 key features. First one, educating the whole student. And the moment I'm saying the whole student, it means I am putting emphasis on every aspect of the student, which I have discussed in the earlier slide, that is physical, mental, moral, emotional, spiritual, social, and all those. Viewing students as part of the whole, somehow every student is important. And if you see the society, we say that individual makes the society. So definitely without society, individual has no existence. But equally important is that if there will not be individuals, there will be no society. So somehow, keeping in view that every student has been blessed with some talent, with some potential. So keeping in view that and accordingly providing the learning experiences. Embracing a caring classroom culture means, providing everything that is under our control with all the resources which are at our command for the betterment of the students. So ensuring that they are listening to us, ensuring that they are responding to us, ensuring that if they are suffering from some problem, we are immediately doing the needful, providing everything that we need, which are under our control. Somehow this means the embracing a caring classroom culture. And finally, engaging in experiential learning. So here, as ma'am just said, that is very interesting point. So what is experiential learning? Definitely I'm going to explain. But before that, I would like to take your opinion. What you have understood by experiential learning?
सर जो क्लासेस में हम लोग एग्जांपल्स देते हैं उनको हम लोग एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग के लिए कह सकते हैं.
एग्जांपल्स को कह
कोई भी रियल लाइफ से कोई भी एग्जांपल्स जो अगर हम ले तो वो एक्सपीरियंस लर्निंग में ही आ जाएगा. या किसी की हम लोग लाइफ जो बताते हैं सर कि उनका एक्सपीरियंस ऐसा था और एट द एंड दे हैव गॉट दिस थिंग, तो वो भी एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग के अंदर ही हम लोग बच्चों को कह सकते हैं कि एक्सपीरियंस लर्निंग के अंदर आता है.
ओके. एनीथिंग एल्स?
Yes, maybe putting the
please one by one.
Okay, so maybe putting the student in the hypothetical situations ki matlab agar is tarah ka kuch ho, then how they would react that time maybe.
Okay, any third opinion?
Sir, yes, anything that the teacher learns from the student.
Okay.
When they give a different opinion and interaction, the student is teaching something inadvertently maybe that we had not expected, और वो बच्चा ऐसा कुछ बोलता है जो कि एक्चुअली थोड़ा डिफरेंट होता है, आउट ऑफ द वे होता है, और हम उसको समझते हैं और उसको इनकलकेट करते हैं. फिर that can also be taken, according to me, as experiential learning, if allowed. Okay. Sir.
Okay. Now I'm sharing one incident that is related to me. Please listen to me carefully and tell me what I want to say through this incident. So my schooling has taken place in a very small village, a remote village of Eastern UP, in fact. So in that school, absolutely no resources we have except one, you can say, 1 or 2 blackboards, 1 or 2 you see globes, some chalks and dusters, some books. Very meager resources that school has. So I remember when I was in class 7th, my teacher was explaining how in half part of the world it's day and how in other part it's night. So definitely it is related with the motion of the rotation of the earth. So that teacher, with a lot of rigor, explained the whole concept. Now, in the class 7th, we were quite young. So the biggest confusion in our mind was that that okay, teacher says that earth rotates. So okay, if the earth rotates, then why not this door come to this window's place and this window goes to that door's place? I mean, that was the biggest confusion in our mind. But you see, we were required to convince that yes, earth rotates, but not with that pace with which you are considering. I mean, pace is very slow. But somehow, I mean, at that time, experience, experiments, I mean, all those things were difficult to conceive. So that teacher, with a lot of hard work, explained all these things and then asked, सब लोग समझ गए? Definitely no one understood. So no one said yes. तो फिर उन्होंने टीचर ने क्वेश्चन चेंज कर दिया, पूछा अच्छा कोई ऐसा है जिसको समझ में नहीं आया? So many people didn't understand that concept, but you know, poor me, I raised my hand. तो उन्होंने कहा अच्छा समझ में नहीं आया, इधर आओ, बुलाया मुझको, अब बुला करके एक जोर का चाटा मारा मेरे गाल पे। मैम सुन रही है मेरी बात को?
यस सर।
यस सर।
बहुत जोर से मारा। तो बोले कि अब समझ में आया? मैंने कहा नहीं सर, अभी भी समझ में नहीं आया। अब दूसरे गाल पे दूसरा, आई मीन माइटियर देन द अर्लियर वन, वेरी गुड स्लैप यू कैन से। उनके बड़े हाथ थे, मोटी उंगलियां थी, काफी जोर का चाटा मारा दूसरे गाल पे, पहले वाले से ज्यादा पावरफुल। तो कहा कि अब बताओ, अब समझ में आया? तो मैंने सोचा अगर इस बार भी मना करूंगा तो फिर ये मारेंगे, तो इससे अच्छा मैंने कह दिया हाँ सर समझ में आया। तो उन्होंने कहा अच्छा चलो जाओ बैठो। But definitely I couldn't understand, and curiosity was there in me. Why in half part of the world it's day and why in other half it's night? Fortunately, next year we got a very good teacher. That teacher always encouraged questions, gave a very beautiful explanation to our questions, encourage interaction, I mean, all those things. So, with a lot of hesitation, I asked this question to him. That sir, this question is of previous year, but since you are a very good teacher, that's why I'm showing the courage to ask you. Sir, why in half part of the world it's day and why in other half it's night? So he said, oh, it's very simple, but its answer I'm not going to tell today. I will give the answer tomorrow. I said, okay sir, no problem. The next day, that great teacher came with a globe and one torch. He instructed me to put the globe on the table and instructed me to come and to focus the light of the torch on the globe. And asked, what's your observation? So I said, sir, half part of the globe is lighted, whereas other half is in dark. He said, very good observation, very good observation. Now rotate the globe and again focus the torch on the globe. Now what's your observation this time? I said, sir, the part which was lighted earlier, now it is in dark and the dark part is now lighted. कहाँ? ऐसे ही दुनिया के आधे हिस्से में दिन होता है और आधे हिस्से में रात होती है. My friends, have you listened to it carefully?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please believe me, उस टीचर ने हम लोगों को इतना मारा, यकीन मानिए हमारे टाइम में सीटी स्कैन नहीं होता था. अगर सीटी स्कैन होता तो ये पता लगता कि हमारी हर हड्डी, हर पसली अपनी जगह से हिल गई है. बहुत धुनाई हुई. एंड प्लीज बिलीव मी, ये जो उस ग्रेट टीचर ने 5 मिनट की एक एक्टिविटी मेरे सामने की और मैंने भी देखा और बहुत सारे बच्चों ने देखा. प्लीज बिलीव मी, पूरी उम्र, पूरे जीवन में मैं कभी नहीं भूल सकता. डू यू एग्री विथ मी, माय फ्रेंड्स?
Yes, sir. Definitely,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now, that's the beauty with experiential learning. तो experiential learning है क्या? देखिए 3 चीजें होती हैं. नंबर 1, you make your students good observers. Let them observe. और ऑब्जर्व कैसे कर सकते हैं? कोई बुक पढ़ करके उस पर अपनी ओपिनियन भी दे सकते हैं. मैम ने जैसे बताया, कोई फिल्म दिखा सकते हैं, उस पर उनकी ओपिनियन ले सकते हैं. कहीं विजिट करवाने ले जा सकते हैं, किसी इंडस्ट्री में, किसी फैक्ट्री में, किसी पार्क में, किसी नदी के पास, किसी तालाब के पास, किसी पहाड़ के पास, समथिंग लाइक दैट. उनसे पूछ सकते हैं क्या देखे हो, क्या सुने हो, how it smells, how it tastes, and something like that. So this is one thing, observation. Then experiments and experiences. Let them experience as much as possible, and this experience should come from the real life. And if possible, there is any possibility, let them experiment. ये 3 चीजें हैं जो कि experiential learning का आधार है. Observation, experiences from real life, as well as experiments if possible. And if you see NEP 2020 basically focuses a lot, it has talked a lot on experiential learning. So in my opinion, these are the key features of a holistic education: educating the whole student, viewing students as part of the whole, embracing a caring classroom culture, and finally, engaging in experiential learning. With this, my friends, let's come to see what is multidisciplinary education. And for that, in fact, I have taken one bookish definition, and on the basis of that bookish definition, I have given 3 of my observations which have been mentioned on this slide. So again, I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide. My friends, please read the slide. My friends.
Sir, again, can I?
Yeah, sure, please.
The International Bureau of Education defines multidisciplinary education as studying a topic from the viewpoint of more than one discipline.
Right.
Next, multidisciplinary education overview focuses on diverse perspectives and different learning disciplines, illustrate themes, concepts, or issue through multiple viewpoints. And last one is help student gain perspective and knowledge in different ways.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. You are very active participant. Thank you. So, this is classical, or you can say bookish definition. In a nutshell, a multidisciplinary education basically focuses on diverse perspectives and different learning disciplines. If you see, there are so many issues, so many challenges and problems which we are facing today. For example, water crisis, climate change, sustainable development and living, pollution, value crisis, crimes, peace. I mean, all these challenges. So only people from one discipline, only people from one subject will not be able to solve those problems. Somehow, people from different disciplines, different subjects should come together and should find some strategy. So, multidisciplinary education basically focuses on learning diverse perspectives from different learning disciplines, and it includes multiple viewpoints. And these multiple viewpoints definitely from the people of multiple fields. And it helps students gain perspectives and knowledge in different ways. I mean, beyond the discipline. So I'm a mathematics student, so I will look beyond mathematics. I'm a physics student, I will look beyond physics. I'm a political science student, I'm a philosophy student, I'm a sociology student, so I will look beyond them. So, I mean, this is how you can say helps students gaining perspectives and knowledge in different ways. Now, what is the rationale for multidisciplinary education and why there is a focus on multidisciplinary education? I have 4 points. I'm quite sure through these 4 points, you will be able to understand why we are talking about multidisciplinary education. So again, I would like to request any one of you to please read these 4 points which have been mentioned on this slide. My friends.
First,
Shall I?
Yeah, sure.
First, personality.
I-type personality. Ma'am, please continue.
Okay. I-type personality is in-depth knowledge of one area of specialization.
Right.
Then we have T-type personality, which is having some knowledge of so many areas. Third is generic skills, that is 20th century skills. And fourth is employability skills, 21st century skills, communication skills, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So these are the 4 points through which I will try to prove the rationale for multidisciplinary education. Now see, particularly in 20th century, what happened? And even today, up to a certain extent, our traditional education system focuses on what? We choose one area, we rigorously study that, and then we make a specialization either in the whole area or in one tiny area of that particular field. For example, physics. So I have deliberately chosen to do MSc in physics because I had interest in physics. Then so many papers I was taught, for example, solid state physics, nuclear physics, laser physics, quantum physics, and so many things. Out of that, I took one paper that was of my specialization, nuclear physics. And then I put all of my energies on nuclear physics and I became a specialist in nuclear physics. So I have one in-depth knowledge of one area of my chosen specialization. So this is I type, and here the letter I shows the depth, how much depth I have, how much knowledge I have, deep knowledge I can say I have of one area of a specialization. But T type of personality, if you see the alphabet T, I think ma'am is from English literature, so there is no need to say. T includes I in itself, isn't it, ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. T is a part of, I is a part of T.
Right. So how T is different from I? Let me say I is included in T, as ma'am has said, of course. But it has something more. So I has depth, but T has depth as well as breadth. Do you agree with me, my friends? My friends?
Yes, sir.
Right. So T type of personality means you have the in-depth knowledge of one area of your chosen specialization, no issue. But in 21st century, that will not be sufficient. Rather, you are required to know something more, a little bit of something from so many fields. So this is T type of personality. I type, only in-depth knowledge of one area, but T type, having knowledge of so many areas besides that in-depth knowledge of one particular area. Then comes generic skills. So what are generic skills? Whatever has been taught to you, whatever has been mentioned in your curriculum and syllabus, whatever you have studied, how much knowledge of that you have. These are known as generic skills. And they were sufficient for you to get a job in 20th century. But in 21st century, definitely, only generic skills will not be enough. You have to have other skills in addition to generic skills. And these skills are known as employability skills or 21st century skills. And there are so many 21st century skills, but 4 are very essential. Communication skills, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity. Besides other things also like coping with the stress, leadership quality, managing communication skills, soft skills, all those, so many 21st century skills are there. So it is said that only generic skills in 21st century will not be sufficient. Rather, you have to have some employability skills. And in fact, these are the points through which I want to emphasize why multidisciplinarity in this era is very important. We have to create T type of personality as well as we have to inculcate the employability skills among the students. Now, what multidisciplinary education basically requires. So it requires so many things. So I think I have pointed out 7 points. So any one of you, please read it. My friends?
So can I?
Yeah, sure. Please, ma'am.
Redesigning of undergraduate program,
Right?
then integration of research in academic programs,
Yeah,
then focus on all-round development,
right.
then inculcating employability skills, then giving students enough choices, flexibility, and last one is providing opportunity to search oneself.
Right. So these are the requirements of a multidisciplinary education. So first one, redesigning of undergraduate programs. So what you have understood through this point, my friends?
Sir,
जो
what
अभी
you see now in the
2020
new CBCS.
न्यू करिकुलर में सर बिल्कुल.
Right. So my friends, have you heard about FYUP, 4-year undergraduate programs?
Yes sir.
We have started it in our college.
Yeah. Sure. We also have started and we are in the 3rd semester. I'm quite sure you people also have started.
No, we are little late, so we'll start the 2nd semester now.
No
sir.
problem. But you are aware what FYUP is this?
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes.
So
yes.
what is the peculiarity of this FYUP?
So there are many new things here, like whatever you have mentioned in the rationale. I think everything is covered here. We have the 3-year program and the student. The best part is that after 3 years, the student can go back with a degree of honors, or they can pursue their research and they will be given help for that. But the 4th year is primarily for inducting them into research. Then also the multidisciplinary courses, how they are able to choose a course which is different from the regular course. Like if they're doing English as the basic honors, their major course, then they are free to choose chemistry, English, chemistry, botany, zoology, any other subject in the MDC. So we are still working out these things, but for the points that I was just going through the rationale, whatever you have pointed, the 4 points that you have given in the rationale fits very accurately with the new CBCS that we have adopted in which we are using. Yes, sir. Because everything, you are giving life skills, business communication, then your soft skill development, learning a new language if you want. Of course, it's in a nascent stage, but the idea and your rationale is fitting. I was going through that. Your rationale is absolutely fitting with the syllabus that has been crafted out. So that is remarkable, sir. That is remarkable.
Thank you. So see, a 4-year undergraduate program is not anything new. I mean, it might be new in our country, but in various parts of the globe, particularly American universities, they were doing the needful. And one of my teachers who went to America to do some, I think, MA or PhD program or something like that. So there in American universities, long back, 50 years back, I'm saying. So American universities didn't recognize our undergraduate program because it was of 3 years. So he was required to do some additional course in order to take admission in MA or something like that, because their whole system is different. Somehow we are also making on that line this 4-year undergraduate program. We have credit system, we have credit transfer, and we have so many things as ma'am has just opened. So remember, my friend, traditional courses which are of 3 years, they are very easy to frame. Why? Because only they focus on one particular subject. So we decide how many papers we will teach in first year, how many in second year, how many in third year. Things are quite easy. But keeping in view the multidisciplinarity somehow, and keeping in view that you will give the liberty to the students to leave or to exit at any point, all those requires a careful planning. So this multidisciplinary education requires, first thing, that redesign our undergraduate program. Then comes the second, And that is again very important point, and I'm not going to supplement anything, rather I will take your opinion, what you have understood through this point. Integration of research in academic programs. And by the way, why research is important? My friends, please give your opinion.
एसोसिएशन द्वारा प्रमाणित, तो आप चांस लेंगे या ऑल आउट? मेरा किससे लग रहा है मोबाइल में रहे? ऑल आउट।
My friends, please respond.
तो कभी खेल के मैदान में फिर जमाएं। ब्रिटानिया किड्स जब लाइफ में आ
Yeah.
Sir, it is like that जो हम लोग अपने एमटेक में हम लोगों की डेजर्टेशन वगैरह होते हैं, जो हम लोग इंटीग्रेशन प्रोसेस जो रिसर्च का स्टार्ट करते हैं, उस चीज को हम लोग रिसर्च एकेडमिक प्रोग्राम्स में इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं, वहीं से हम लोगों की रिसर्च स्टार्ट हो जाती है.
Right. Now see, you all will agree with me.
हाँ, तो हम उस प्रोसेस को कह सकते हैं सर.
Yeah, see, listen to me. You will all agree with me that we produce a lot of research, but the quality of our research is very poor. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Definitely. Why? Because research in our program, in our universities, introduced only in the research course, that is in PhD course. And students don't have proper exposure how to do research. So why not make them a researcher since undergraduate classes? So introduce the concept of research at earlier stage, and I think undergraduate level will be most suitable stage. Let them learn something, some basic concept of research. And if they have learned it up to satisfactory level, let them take the admission directly in PhD. There is no need to do MA. I mean, just after doing 4-year undergraduate program, they are comfortable, they have sufficient knowledge of research and research process. So let them take the admission in research course. So through that approach, we can make good researcher, and not only we can produce good researchers, rather we can improve the quality of researchers as well. So this is the second requirement of multidisciplinary education. And if you see FYUP, I'm quite sure it has this provision that those students who are comfortable and they have got sufficient knowledge of research, they can go and join research directly after FYUP. Then coming the third point, I think there is no need to explain. I already have explained, focus on all-round development. And what is all-round development? That development which takes into account physical, mental, moral, emotional, social, and of course, spiritual development. Then inculcating employability skills. I mean, previous slide, I have deliberated in detail what are these employability skills. So a multidisciplinary education requires that we should inculcate these employability skills. And these employability skills are not based on any particular discipline, any particular subject. That only physics students will learn this, or only Sanskrit students will learn this, or only political science students will learn this. I mean, every student is required that these employability skills may be inculcated in him or her. So inculcating employability skills further requires that somehow you have to very carefully redesign your undergraduate programs. Then giving students enough choices. I mean, our whole focus is on student. Students are everything for us. Our whole system is education centered. Should be our whole education system should be student centered. So what is their need? What is their aspirations? What are their choices? What they want, what they don't want, in which they show interest. I mean, all those things, as far as possible, we should give enough choices to the students. Then comes flexibility. So what is meant by flexibility, my friends? I would like to take your opinion. My friends?
The flexibility in choosing the optional courses like credit-based choice, or looking for minor degree as along with the major degree like that.
Right. Anything else?
सर ये भी हो सकता है कि जैसे 1 साल का डिप्लोमा हो गया, फिर उसके बाद डिग्री, सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स, ये फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी भी रहती है स्टूडेंट्स के पास.
बहुत अच्छा मेरे भाई. आप कौन सर हैं?
सर मेरा नाम वीरेंद्र सिंह है और मैं रिसर्च स्कॉलर हूँ
Okay.
मास कम्युनिकेशन डिपार्टमेंट।
Okay, Virender sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, if you see this National Education Policy 2020, so there is one word, may. Have you heard about it? आपने नाम सुना है may?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, come on. Definitely you have learned. Definitely you have heard. MEMP, multiple entry and multiple. Have you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
मीनाक्षी मैम, मनीषा मैम, आप लोगों ने सुना होगा डेफिनेटली। My friends, multiple entry and multiple exit. You have heard?
Yes, sir. सुना है।
Yes, sir. We have heard about this.
So that in short is known as may. Then there is one concept, ABC, Academic Bank of Credit. Then there is one term, National Academic Depository. Then there is another term, credit transfer. I mean, so many things we have introduced in NEP 2020 just to ensure the flexibility. So anyone unable to continue the education after 1 year wants to leave, let him or her leave. After a certain period, if again he or she wants to rejoin, let him or her rejoin. So, I mean, whatever the credits he or she has earned, that will be stored somewhere, it will be kept in the record, and it will not go in vain. I mean, everything he or she is not required to start from the scratch. No, I mean, whatever he or she has learned, whatever the credits he or she has gained, let it be. और जहां से दोबारा से शुरू करेगा वहां से हम दोबारा से उसकी क्रेडिट्स जो है वो काउंट करेंगे, something like that. And even if a student of Sanskrit wants to learn technology, or even a student of surgery wants to learn music, I mean, everything we will try to manage, we will try to arrange. This is, I mean, in a wider sense, flexibility. And flexibility is something very important. If you will not have flexibility, if you will have rigidity, then you will not have a multidisciplinary education system. Rather, you will have traditional education system. And finally, the last point, providing opportunity to search oneself. So everyone has been blessed with some talent, with some potential. The unfortunate aspect is that neither he or she is unable to recognize that talent, nor sometimes we as a teacher or our education system is unable to recognize that talent, and after a particular period, that is completely, washed out, or that is completely destroyed, or that is completely finished, So that's very unfortunate. I mean, there are few people who are very creative, who might be very productive, who might be very useful for the society, but their talent we are unable to recognize. So a multidisciplinary education definitely provides the opportunity to the learners themselves to search themselves, that with what potentials they have been blessed and what talents they have. So with this, my friends, I am putting an end to my presentation, and as per my promise, I took 1 hour. I think it is 4:50 by my watch. So thank you very much for listening to me with patience, and definitely still we have remaining 10 minutes with us. So if you want to share anything with me, or if you want to ask any question, or if you want to add anything, definitely I'm open to that.